Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. First things first, I want to give a big congratulations to Karen Salveston. You won my hidden giveaway. Karen, please send me an email at paperlovelyblog@gmail.com with your address and I will get your stamp set out in the mail to you. So today I'm continuing on with the Simon Says Stamp December 2017 card kit. The video with the first 5 cards was posted last week, so if you haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. Moving on to card number 6 here, I've trimmed out a panel measuring 4 by 5 1/4 out of this candy covered paper, and I'm going to attach that to the top of my card base using my ATG gun. Then here I've just got a scrap piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to trim that down to 3/4 inches. Next, I'm going to use my Misty to line up the sentiment, all I want for Christmas is cookies and you, basically everything sweet. And I'll stamp that out here using Lawn Fawn Lobster ink. Here I'm adding some of those Doodlebug stickers, 2 of those cute gumdrops. Then I decided I wanted to create a banner edge, so I'm just marking there with my scissors where I wanted to cut it, and then I'll add in my flags on the end. I'm going to pop that up using some Scotch foam tape. And I'll go ahead then and place that on the front of my card base. And that will complete card number 6. For card number 7, I wanted to again work with this Santa. I just think he's so cute. And then I'm also going to go ahead and add the sentiment, Christmas is Claus for celebration. I'm going to stamp both of those in Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. And then I ended up trimming him down to 3 3/4 by 2 1/8 inches. I've colored him using my Prismacolor colored pencils, but again, I've used fairly basic colors, so I will have those listed on my blog post, but I'm not going to include that in the video here. I'm using the remainder of that chimney paper, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 inches. Then I'm going to use my ATG gun to attach Santa sort of at an angle. And I was looking through my stash and I found this Doodlebug, a green and white polka dot washi tape, so I thought that would be kind of a cute addition. Just tearing off the edges there, and then I'm going to center that over top of him. And I felt like he still needed a little bit more, so I pulled out my Marby snow marker. This marker is so much fun. All you do is just draw over wherever you want some puffy white, and then you hit this with your heat gun just like it would be embossing powder, only it is much thicker. So here you can sort of see how that will puff up. It gives really great dimension. But I will warn you, this is very addicting. Once you use it, you're going to want to put it on every single card. And there I wanted a little bit more of a full puff there, so I'm just going around the edges to make sure that I've got all of that covered. Finally, I'm going to use my Signo black gel pen just to go over his eyes to make them a little brighter. And that will complete card number 7. There you can see that great dimension. For card number 8, I'm trimming down this snowflake paper to 4 by 5 and a quarter. I'll go ahead and attach that to my card base using my ATG gun. And this is a Nina Desert Storm card base that I made using the cardstock that came in the kit. I wanted to use this Santa, but I wanted to make it look more like a tag. So I'm just going to go ahead with my scissors and trim around, leaving a slight blue border. And then I wanted to attach the tag. So I'm using a needle just to go straight through that score line at the top there. And then I'm sort of aligning just to see how long I want this red polka dot paper to be. I'm gonna trim a flag into the end of that. I ended up trimming that down to 4 by 1.5 inches here. And then there you'll see I'm creating the flag at the bottom. I'm then going to take my needle and I'm just going to poke that through the top of both of those first to create the hole, and then I'll bring that up through the bottom. I'm then going to go ahead and also thread the other end of my baker's twine. And I'll also pull that up through the same hole. Then I'm going to tie that into a bow. And once I'm happy with that, I'll go ahead and trim off the edges. I messed around with maybe adding some stickers on the seam, but then I decided that I just wanted to go with the little hearts. I wanted to sort of counteract that empty space there at the opposite corner. So I'm going to add 2 red hearts and 1 pink heart there in the corner. Finally, I'm going to use my Spectrum Noir shimmer pen to add a little bit of glitter to the candy cane and also Santa's suit. And that will complete card number 8. For card number 9, I'm going to use this really pretty, it's very subtle brown paper, and it's got lots of wreaths and Christmas trees and gingerbread men and candy canes all over it. So I trimmed that down to 4 by 5 and a quarter. And then here I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Tri-Square die, and I'm just using my Misty grid there to make sure I have this nice and straight. I use that grid for a lot of different things when I'm lining things up. So I'll run that through my big shot, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach this to a red card base. I'm just using my ATG gun there. And once I have that down, I decided I wanted to put the 3 little gingerbread men in those squares. So I'm just going to center each of those. And then I'm going back to this Doodlebug washi tape. So I'm just going to place that across the front, and then I'll trim off the excess there. And I'm going to go ahead and use the sentiment from Our Squad to Yours, Merry Christmas. I'm again using that same scrap white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to stamp that out using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. I ended up then trimming that down to a 1/2 inch wide, and here I'm adding one banner edge, and once I laid it against the tape, I decided I wanted to add a second banner edge. It ended up measuring just about 4 inches long, and then I wanted to pop that up using some foam tape. So here I'm using, these are the Stampin' Up! Foam strips. And I'll go ahead and place that in the center of my washi tape. I grabbed a little bit more of that red and white baker's twine and wrapped that around my sentiment, tied that into a knot, and then I'll add a bow off to the side there. I'll trim off the excess, and then I'm going to hit that whole sentiment with some Spectrum Noir Shimmer Pen. And that will complete card number 9. For card number 10, I decided I wanted to use that December 25th sentiment. So here I'm using my AdTech removable tape, and I'm adding that just about 4 inches up from the bottom of the card. I've taken the scraps that I have and trimmed those out into different widths of stripes. And I'm going to go ahead and just lay those across the top of my card front. Now I'm going to take that over to my trimmer and I'll just slice off the edges. And then I'm going to take that cut apart and I'll pop that up using some Scotch foam tape. I'm going to center that half on, half off of those stripes. And then here I took one of those candy canes and I just placed that right in the gingerbread man's hand. And that will complete card number 10. Here is a quick look back at all of the cards we created today. You'll find additional photos as well as a full list of supplies at my blog post listed in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.